vision is to create a high visibility for women through these panels of thought leadership, through networking, through education and mentoring. I think that it's our time, our voice. All we have to do is make sure that our voice mirrors the voices of other women in other cities, states, and countries.
Gruber is a marketing professional. I guess her first profession, I can put it that way. She had 20 plus years experience, was a senior partner at J. Walter Thompson in the mid-90s, and worked almost exclusively, I think, on the craft food lines, and decided that she had some sort of vision for her own company. It's called The Perfect Dinner, and she provides meals either delivered to your home or ready for you to pick up to over 3,000 families. And the first location, I believe, is in Oak Park. The second one is in Park Ridge, and she's looking to expand even further. So if you are a venture capitalist or know of any, you might want to talk to Karen to expand her business. It's quite an impressive business plan. I want to get this right. It was awarded the second place in the University of Chicago's Edward Kaplan New Venture Challenge in 2007, and it was a finalist in the 2008 Midwest Venture Summit. So The Perfect Dinner with Karen Gruber. We look forward to hearing more about your business. Over here to my left is Wendy Pashman, and she is the owner of Entertaining Company, and I was talking to someone about this who is very young, and they said, Entertaining Company. I said, didn't your parents ever say when you were a kid, you know, company's coming over? And they said, I said, never mind, we just had a little here, and that's all right. Entertaining Company, I love the name of the company in any case. She has always had a passion for celebrating life through parties, and it was no surprise when she decided she would start her own catering business. I believe in 1989 is when it started, and it has grown exponentially since then. She is known as the go-to woman if you need some great big idea for your party or your event. I love this idea. She has come up recently with 2 new brands for her line. It is the Indian celebration, modern Indian celebration, and the modern Jewish celebration. So she is all things to all ethnic backgrounds and has many high-end clients. They include Vogue magazine, the British Consulate, U.S. Equities, and the Mayor's Office of Special Events. We should also tell you that she has a book coming out in October that we will all look forward to. It is One World Wedding. So
it's like having a baby.
I can well imagine. Our last panelist is Kim Oster-Holstein. You might be familiar with her pretzels. If you aren't before today, you will now. Kim and Scotts Pretzels. Scott is her husband, and they started out in 1995. They are now running out of a 38,000 square foot bakery in Chicago with projected sales somewhere between $10 and $15 million a year. So how's that? You can find her 12 varieties of pretzels that, by the way, are each twisted by hand and made from scratch in such places as Whole Foods and Jewel and Dominic's and Super Target and the Barnes & Noble cafes. I mean, if you start looking, you'll suddenly say, there's Kim and Scott's. I didn't realize it. We'll hear more from her about giving back to the community because it is really amazing what she does and the amount of money that she gives back for her pretzels if you should buy them. She also was named in 2009 the Women's Business Development Center Entrepreneurial Woman of the Year. So all very accomplished ladies, I must say. I want to give you a little round of applause. I love that you were in advertising and you just said you were obsessed with pretzels. And that's really how it got started.
Yes, I just
talk to us about just how you got started, the business plan. I mean, you've grown so much in the last, 10 years or so?
Yeah, 15 years.
Yeah.
You know, I read an article about pretzels making a comeback from, 610 AD when they were invented by an Italian monk. And ever since that article, it was like in the early 90s, I could not get pretzels out of my mind. And I was obsessed with the chocolate chip pretzel because I love salty and sweet things together. So I worked on it for a while and worked on it while I was in advertising. We actually started, I was working full-time in advertising. And then it really evolved to be this idea of taking ingredients inside and creating a meal, like stuffing a pretzel with grilled cheese. So it really evolved over time. We started with a credit card. a lot of passion and enthusiasm, and just the will to try to do all we could to make it happen. And we've had a lot of help along the way. And as far as the business plan process, I took classes at the Women's Business Development Center and got a lot of support putting a plan together. And I think that's helped us, although the road always has its twists and turns and changes and evolves, but it is great to have a plan to guide us along the way.
I love, if you would, I didn't want to steal your thunder in the intro, but talk about how you support the community and give back, and the pretzel dough program that you've got. I think it's amazing.
Sure. So from the very beginning, we made a commitment that good must come from every pretzel made and sold. And we call that Pretzels with a Purpose, which is great. And hearing about purpose and passion with women of the world, I mean, it's really a perfect fit because we're passionate about pretzels and also giving back to our world community. We have an initiative called Pretzels for Peace that started from the very beginning, and that's really our efforts to contribute to silent auctions, fundraisers, taking pretzels to community shelters, any way that we can help, given to what the community needs. And that also evolved to Pretzel Power, which is empowering others. We speak at schools, empowering students to start their own businesses, especially in this economic climate, helping others to see that you can actually create, come up with an idea and create your own future, pave the path for your future and also for others. So that's been really inspiring and exciting for us with Pretzel Power. And then Pretzel Dough is our new initiative that we launched just this January. We're raising funds for schools. A lot of schools have cut their budgets, and we wanted to partner with schools where kids can collect the box tops, and that we would donate. Actually, for this inaugural year, we're donating $1 for every box top to raise money for schools. So all those initiatives are tied to Pretzels with a Purpose. And another example of that is with the terrible tragedy in Haiti, and some of our discussions, we were talking to Donna also about it. How can we help? How can we make a difference? We have started an initiative with these chocolate-covered pretzels. We have 100,000 that we're actually recruiting volunteers everywhere that we possibly can to sell those and raise funds for Haiti. So it's just taking the immediate crises or issues that face our community and thinking, how can we make a difference, and how can we team up with other organizations and people and really be with our intention to make a difference and have pretzels with a purpose.